A traveler. I think, yeah, I like France a lot. My wife is French, so and then the mountains I like a lot. So the Haute-Savoie, the Alps. That's a great place. So you can walk and you can swim if you are courage because it's very cold, but it's possible. And I think and the air is very clean. So that's I think my favorite place. I have a house which it used to be a swimming pool, but now there are fishes, nice, yeah, koi carpers. So I will first check if they are all right. So that will be the first thing I will do, so to check if that's all right, because it's a system that needs to, yeah, needs attention. There are pumps, so pumping for the oxygen, of course, and things like that. So yeah, that I think that will be the first thing I do to check if everything is all right. Movie at the theater. I like Robert De Niro, and one of his films he made when he was about 26 years old is a Taxi Driver. So Taxi Driver is a strange story, but the way it is filmed is great, and the music in the film is great. And then you see in the New York of the 70s, you see these big checker caps. He's a taxi driver in this checkered cap. You don't see those caps anymore. The company went bankrupt. But that one is one of my favorite movies, because I like it the way it is filmed. Clint Eastwood, for example, is also a great actor of that time. And you have the Dirty Harry series, perhaps you know them. Well, it's a bit of a macho type, but I like that. So the Dirty Harry movies is also great. But there are also, for example, very nice. Yeah, a French movie, for example, the Intouchable. Perhaps you know that, Untouchables. It's about, yeah, a guy in a wheelchair who had an accident, very rich, and he's taken care of by another guy from a very different environment. And yeah, well, in the beginning they don't get along very well, but later on they become friends, and they get a very strong bond, and I like that movie very much, Untouchables, Intouchable. Perhaps in a western with Clint Eastwood. He plays in yeah, many westerns, and that's also good. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. For example, so that I think, yeah, that would be great fun. Ooh, that's a tough question. Well, I like movies where people have a certain development in character, and one of my favorite actors, for example, is Robert De Niro. He started very early in his career, and often in his films you see a development of character. For example, in The Godfather, or in Taxi Driver, or The Deer Hunter. And yeah, I think that's one of my favorite actors. So perhaps it doesn't fully answer the question, but yeah, I think I stick with Robert De Niro. Coca-Cola. I think I would say to myself to invest some more time in school, for example, to learn harder. Because when I was a kid, I like to to play around a lot, and not to invest that much time in school. So I think that would be a good advice. I'm not sure, because I was also quite stubborn if I would ever follow the advice, but I would definitely give that advice. And yeah, later on I became much more serious, and then I picked it up, but it would save me some time. Yeah. it all boils down to adding value. Whatever you do, you have to add value, and the best is to add value to the thing you are passionate about. And that's also what I like about Extreme, about the mission statement. That's that we like to advance people in their lives with our networking, and that is also a mission statement to help people, to advance people in their lives. So that would be the mission statement, something like that. And then of course it comes down to finding the right people who have the same, well, passion, the same attitude to make it a success. I once read a great book. It's called Good to Great from Collins, his name is, and he said, well, it was a nice way of thinking about, okay, if you have people on in the bus, if you have a bus and you go somewhere, then it's really important to first decide first onboard the right people, and then decide where to go with that bus. So not the other way around, to go a certain direction and hire people on the fly, but first, make sure you have the right people, and then you can go anywhere. I'm definitely a morning person. Eggs. Shower. Classical art. At the moment, I'm reading a book from Marcus Aurelius. He was one of the last greatest emperors in the world, just after Christ in that period. And he wrote, in fact, only personal notes. He had not the intention to write a book, but those notes, they were there, and they published it at the end. It's called Meditations, and there's a lot of wisdom in that book. So I like that book a lot. So it's definitely something to read if you like to learn a bit more about life and about the way to deal with people, to deal with difficult situations. Then Meditations is a great book. I think it would be nice to have a meeting of a dinner with a couple of interesting people. So I would like to invite Dr. Martin Luther King. I think it's very the way he inspired people with I Have a Dream. That's legendary. So and I would also like to invite Nelson Mandela and John F. Kennedy. So, because why? They all inspired people. John F. Kennedy was very strong with his statement. We want to put someone on the moon. When the decade is out, we will have someone on the moon and bring them back safely to Earth again. So, and it happened. He was able to get many people on board and have them work together to achieve one certain goal. And the same is true for Martin Luther King and Nelson Mandela. They were successful and great leaders that inspired a lot. The weather is getting better and better, so people, they have been inside a lot. So I think it's good for them to have some fresh air. And the area where I live in Flevoland, there's a lot of wood, there's a lot of sunshine and water, lakes. So I would definitely recommend them to go there. And there are many campings, for example, or they can hire an apartment. But it's really nice to go out.